Are you a successful entrepreneur or one in training? You've got the vision, but do you have the right partner to build your brand, your team, and your future online and off? At cprfirm.com, we offer expert consulting, financial guidance, and life coaching because we believe in doing life with our clients. After all, what is it for a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Founded by Callan Cash Coleman, we help our clients not only succeed, but plan to retire rich. Your business deserves the best. Start building your legacy today at cprfirm.com.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Make sure you pick up my 2 books that's in Amazon right now. The first one is Passive-Aggressive Racism, the System of White Supremacy. And I talk about in that particular book how the system of white supremacy really runs on our daily lives here in America. In our latest book, 7 Steps to Decolonize the Mind, we go through those steps to try to deprogram you from the system of white supremacy. Make sure you can pick up those books on Amazon.com.
I used to work almost 14 hours a day. Every day he was sending me money for lunch.
Every day is like when you go to work?
Exactly. Every day when I go to work.
But did you not feel creepy? Wait, of course he was giving you money all the time. But did you knew that he could actually afford you to such extent?
I never really let my mom see that I was dating someone who was giving me money, whatever. Fortunately, I was like, okay, fine. I don't feel like it's gonna work for me in the office because I see there's money, like a lot of money, and it's not mine.
Did you feel like you were gonna end up stealing it?
I did a little bit.
Watch Slay Queen only on the African Diaspora News Channel app.
From November 14th to 21st, we're inviting you to join us for a powerful trip to Ghana. A key location in the history of the transatlantic slave trade and the story of our foundational Black American ancestors. This isn't just a vacation. This is a chance to walk through the same places where many of our people were captured, held, and shipped off into slavery. We'll visit historic sites like Elmina Castle and Cape Coast, where you'll see with your own eyes what our ancestors endured. You'll also experience modern Ghana, the culture, the people, the food, and the history they carry, giving you a broader understanding of how our story intersects with theirs. If you've ever wanted to deepen your understanding of our history, this is your opportunity. There are 25 spots available, and once those spots are gone, that's it. So don't wait. Secure your spot today by paying a deposit and be part of this unforgettable journey. We're making history by walking through it. Will you be with us?
What if I told you there's a news platform made just for us? Unfiltered, unapologetic, telling our stories from Africa and the diaspora. The African Diaspora News Channel app keeps you informed and empowered from wherever you are at any time. Don't just watch, join the movement. Download the app now and stay connected to the news that matters.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us on the stream this evening. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click that subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. That's also very important, clicking the like button. Tell your friends, tell your family that we're here. Definitely on the live streams Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And on Fridays, we do our live stream exclusively on the ADNC app. And you want to definitely check that out. Now, I also post content as well, at least on ADNC. Saturday and Sunday, I do some pre-record content. There's no lives, but hey, always come back at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's kind of when I do my thing, ladies and gentlemen. Now, definitely take advantage because we almost we're at June the 12th. So we're almost halfway throughout the month. Take advantage of the last sale of the year on the app. We have the emancipation sale for the annual subscription. And for first-time customers only. And make sure you take advantage of that. Once it's gone, and we're not addressing nothing else until next year, until next Black History Month, right? That'll be the next time, 2026. So you want to take advantage, do it now. Use the promo code FREEDOM at checkout. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Also, let me go clear this off the screen. The Ghana trip, we have about 13 spots left on the Ghana trip. 13 spots left, ladies and gentlemen. So you want to make sure to join us there. You can check it out in the pinned comment. And come with us to Ghana in November, 14th through the 21st. You can definitely use this as a history, tour, a history lesson. Bring your kids if you can, because you want your kids to get a taste of history. And what happened, what got us here today. Like I said, you are a survivor. If you're here today, your family survived. And so it's good to go back and see, just kind of like how things got started. Also, you can have a good time, some food and shopping, and, you want to take some pictures. Some of you are photographers. Some of you looking for other opportunities. Hey, it's time to, go. You say that, hey, I'm going to the next one. Well, here's the next one. So, you can pay $199 down and just make your payments. And, come with us in November. Everybody had a good time in Ethiopia back in, April. Yeah, see, times are passing so fast. And, I'm trying to free my editors up so they can get on to some of that content so we can start putting some of that up. But, yes, they did have a good time. So, come with us to Ghana. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead on and get involved with what we got to talk about tonight, right? All right, so in the quest of me looking for what we're going to talk about tonight, everything I do on these streams is always in real time because I want to know what happened that day so we can talk about it. And today, Senator Alex Padilla went into a meeting, a press conference in particular, and he decided to go crash the press conference with the Homeland Security Secretary, Kristi Noem. She's the one that used to be the governor. Oh, was it North Dakota? Was she the governor of? The one that wears all that makeup? That one? Matter of fact, I seen her picture in the airport last time I was in there. Her picture plastered all over the airport for Homeland Security. I'm like, Lord, lady, you wear a lot of makeup. She wears a lot of makeup. The makeup bill is high, so I don't know what you're covering up. Listen, this is what we just, now we're going to move to the side a little bit. A lot of men always say, if you got to wear all that stuff on your face, what's going on with your skin? you know, just taking care of your skin. The real flex is no makeup or extremely minimal makeup. That's the flex. But hey, so some women could pull that off, and a lot of them can't. All right, so that's her situation, right? It may not be a lot of sister situation. And I want you to see something, because what I saw today, I say, you know what? That's why you see the title. This is why you see the title. Let's go ahead and look at what Senator Padilla was trying to do today, and let's go ahead and get into a conversation, because you know, people say in Los Angeles, you know, hey, the Mexicans and took over L.A. and look how they treat us and this, that. We about to have a conversation. Probably not gonna like today, but let's start off with Senator Alex Padilla first. Let's go ahead and cue this clip up.
We are staying here to liberate this city from the socialist and the burdensome leadership that this governor and that this mayor have placed on this country, and what they have tried to insert into this city. So I want to say thank you to every single person that has been able to do this. Also, I want to talk specifically to the rioters and to the politicians in Los Angeles.
Half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your.
I also want to talk about specifically how many of our ICE agents have been.
Alex Padilla, I have questions for the secretary, because the fact of the matter is a half a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your.
I also want to
Hands off.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Senator Alex Padilla. So you guys have some questions. I'm going to read a brief statement. I will not be taking questions, but allow me to read my statement. I'm here in Los Angeles today, and I was here in the federal building, in the conference room, awaiting a scheduled briefing from federal officials as part of my responsibility as a senator to provide oversight and accountability. While I was waiting for the briefing with General Guillot, I learned that Secretary Noem was having a press conference a couple of doors down the hall. Since the beginning of the year, but especially over the course of recent weeks, several of my colleagues have been asking the Department of Homeland Security for more information and more answers on their increasingly extreme immigration enforcement actions. And we've gotten little to no information in response to our inquiries. And so I came to the press conference to hear what she had to say, to see if I could learn any new additional information. And at one point, I had a question. And let me emphasize, just as we've emphasized the right for people to peacefully protest and to stand up for their First Amendment rights, for our fundamental rights. I was there peacefully. At one point, I had a question. And so I began to ask a question. I was almost immediately forcibly removed from the room. I was forced to the ground, and I was handcuffed. I was not arrested. I was not detained. I will say this. If this is how this administration responds to a senator with a question, if this is how the Department of Homeland Security responds to a senator with a question, you can only imagine what they're doing to farm workers, to cooks, to day laborers out in the Los Angeles community and throughout California and throughout the country. We will hold this administration accountable.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So let's talk about that. I want you to see all of that, how he stormed in there in this press conference. He was tackled up, and then he talked about why he did it. Okay. So we have the Congressional Black Caucus, right? The Congressional Black Caucus they say is a very large caucus, or probably one of the largest caucus on the Capitol Hill. And how many videos have you ever seen the Congressional Black Caucus going into a meeting, going into a press conference, and being tackled for speaking up for issues with FBAs? How many? That's our biggest gripe with black politicians. They don't speak up for us. They don't speak up for our plight or whatever. Alex Padilla here is risking his life to go fight for his people. Am I upset by him doing that? Not at all. That's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to represent his community, and he's doing that. Now, in the beginning, when I said I'm going to say some things that don't make you comfortable today, because we got to talk about a reality. Black people all over the country, and definitely in California in particular, we got multiple problems. One, of course, the Democrat Party. Major problem for black people, major stumbling block for black people, the Democrat Party. Number two, let's talk about in the area of California. People like Alex Padilla, the cops on the LAPD who are Hispanic, they all look out for their own. But when we get black people in the California Assembly, they're trying to undermine reparations, right? So people like Alex Padilla fight for his people to try to break federal law. But the state assembly people who are black don't even want to do a bill to create the office to determine who would be eligible for reparations. You understand? This is what we get. And you wonder why we, as a collective of people, always, we get some progress and we stumble. We get some progress and we stumble. Because we have black politicians who don't advocate for us at all. These are the groups. They're politicians. When it was the Asians were during the pandemic, I was seeing all the Asian politicians coming out, fighting and saying, "Hey, stop Asian hate, this," up until they got the Asian hate crime bill. Could we really be mad sometime? Why are we constantly stumbling when we know what the problem is in our community? Because some things we know, trust me, we diagnose the problem very well. All of us do. But when it comes to implementing the solution to our problem, we have a hard time doing it. Now, you have a certain segment of our community that want to implement the solutions every single day. They not only talk, they want to implement. And you have an even larger section in our community that do not want, they want to talk about the solutions. That's all they want to do is talk about it. They don't want to implement it, right? They want to vent. They want to talk. They say, okay, well, let's see how we're going to fix these issues. And they don't want to take it past that. They just want to talk about the problem. There are people that like to listen to me because I'm talking about it all the time, right? But every time I talk about it, if you listen to what I'm saying, I'm giving 1,000 solutions how to fix it. So when you look at other groups, when you got your politicians working for you, the Democrat Party working for you, and if you just have minimal unity, you ain't got to have everybody unified, just minimal unity, you're going to pass up people, especially us. We do too much infighting, which is stupid at this point. Yes, a lot of us have kind of gotten more on code now with delineation, which is beautiful. Yes, even the Shields have said, nah, I'm not doing nothing for nobody, which is beautiful. That is a progress. That is a step in the right direction. But we got a lot of house cleaning. And we have a hard time on a clean house. The great delineation is great, but when you're going to clean house on the black politicians,
The black politicians is supposed to be crashing out for an anti-black hate crime bill. They're supposed to be crashing out for reparations and anything that the black community need. How can we get reparations? How can we get an anti-black hate crime bill if everybody now on the same page? Then it's so bad, and we talk about this, black immigrants who become politicians, they do for their particular group. Like you talk about people like, what was that, Frederica Wilson and the different ones, Yvette Clarke and all different ones like that, right, who have immigrant backgrounds. They're due for their particular ethnic group. But we have way more FBA politicians than black immigrant politicians. I want you to know that. And yet our FBA politicians, like Brandon Johnson, he's FBA, they don't do nothing for black people, but they're willing to do for everybody else. Give you an example. Let's watch Representative Maxine Waters and how what is she doing in LA? This is what she do. Let's go ahead and cue her up real quick.
I don't know why you're in my city. You did the governor was not contacted. This is Trump and his outrageous attempt to not only target our sanctuary city, but to frighten us and intimidate us. This is wrong, and I hope that none of you will use those guns to shoot anybody. There's no reason to shoot anybody. Don't allow them to make your service in a service where you're killing people. Don't do it. Defy them. Don't shoot those guns for anything. Thank you.
All right. So as you saw, Maxine Waters, she's not fighting for black people in LA. She's not addressing the anti-black racism that black people experience in Los Angeles. She's not discussing it at all. She's not coming out and saying, hey, why y'all want black people out there? It's only 329,000 of them in that city. Well, why? No, we need to be advocating for, we need to address the anti-blackness, you say, in the Hispanic community in LA. We need to address that. Why y'all feel that way about black people? And if you got these attitudes from your homeland, maybe you shouldn't come up here. That's how I feel about it. I don't believe anybody have attitudes toward, if you have colorism in your community or a caste system in your community, I don't want you here. I just really don't, because you're going to bring that with you. And black people are going to be the ones that you're going to target. You're not going to target nobody else. You're going to target black people. Now, Maxine Waters is out here advocating for other groups. Alex Padilla is not advocating for other groups. He's advocating for his own. How do we advance like that? When you have Maxine Waters, who's been probably been in Congress longer than I've been alive. Probably. I need to see. But probably even half my age she's been in Congress. And you wonder why we can't get nothing done. You know why reparations are difficult to get? Not just because the white supremacists have an issue with it. Not because these other buffer classes got an issue with reparations. No. Our own black politicians got issues with reparations. That's really our biggest issue. It's them. They won't advocate for it. And how can the black immigrant politicians advocate for something when the FBA politicians don't? Let's keep it 100. Yes, we didn't like what Westmore did. Of course not. We didn't like that. But what example did he really have, or what pressure did he really have on him to do reparations? When you got Clyburn standing next to him. Clyburn don't support no reparations. We have covered that. Clyburn has said, hell no, you're not going to get it. And he's one of the high-ranking Democrats in Congress that's black. And when he was approached and he said, hell no, you're not going to get it, how could the black immigrant politicians advocate for anything except for advocating for themselves or for their ethnic group? We really got to start talking about the real issues in our community. We can't just be pissed off all the time at different people and say, hey, we need some self-reflection and inventory in this community. It's easy for us to go at other groups. And yes, we can do multiple things at one time. I'm firm believer of multitask. But the biggest problem we have is sabotage from within. That sabotage from within by the black politician, the black Democrat politician in particular. They were with Joe Biden. They support illegal immigration. They support that. You don't have no black united front in the political sphere saying, hey, I'm not voting on no bills at all if y'all gonna put in here about some illegal immigration. Man, black people are unemployed. Black people are homeless. They never say that. They don't care. So why should other politicians should care about us when our own representation, our own, don't ever advocate and care about us either? And in the 1960s, they didn't have this kind of representation. You say, well, in the 1960s, no. They didn't have this amount of representation back then. Everything was mostly grassroots. You got a little freedom, you got some positions, and you turned against us. We was in slavery for way too long. You know why we was in slavery for way too long? Not because brothers and sisters wanted to be slaves, because you had black folks participating and making sure to undermine freedom. And I notice this is not just an issue in America. This is an issue with black folks globally. I've seen it. This same issue in the Caribbean. It's the same issue in the continent of Africa. It's the same issues. Black folks got a problem globally of sabotaging ourselves. And for what? But then other groups will come to the Caribbean. Other groups will come to the African continent. A small group of them, they'll unify up, and then they'll get past you real quick. But while we fighting on stupidity, they'll come to America with the assistance of the folks here, and they'll pass us up real quick. And I'm personally sick and tired of watching it happen, because I'm like, okay, good, we doing good. And then Maxine Waters messed something up. Clyburn messed something up. Ayanna Presley said something stupid, messed something up. Then it don't establish a code enough. Then you got Ilhan Omar saying all kind of things. She don't even say nothing about black Americans at all. She only care about Somalis. She can do that because there's no pressure on her from the FBA politicians. There's no pressure on her to advocate for black people. That's why we got the problem. We will always be left behind. We always gonna have a small group that's trying to carry the community, and that's what we have now. We have a very small group trying to hold the whole community up. And then those people who's trying to hold the community up, they say, hey, man, work with me, man. Dude, you ain't got to do everything. We'll do it. Just work with us. Just support us. But then it's not only that black politician, that black preacher, he's part of it too, or she's part of it too. I told y'all our greatest stumbling block is actually, in my opinion, outside of white supremacy, is the black politician, the Maxine Waters of the world, and the black preacher, Jamal Bryant and whoever else. Because those two entities work together to keep us on a plantation. That's our biggest issue. Check this out. Those people can't stand the grassroots. Those people can't stand you delineate it. Those people don't like that you're saying, hey, we're not getting involved with that ICE stuff. That has nothing to do with us. We're not immigrants. We're not sitting up here advocating for something to happen to somebody. But hey, man, we got enough issues in our own community. We gonna worry about ourselves for a change. No, Maxine Waters and all of them would be at the border crying, talking about kids are in cages. But they're not crying for black children who are being handcuffed at schools, little children being handcuffed at schools by white police. They're not crying about those black kids being thrown in cages in the United States in juvenile on some BS charges. They're not crying for black children being literally kidnapped by the state. They're not crying for them, taking black children away from their parents for literally nothing. They don't cry for that. Why? Listen, when it comes to our overall respect, let's call it what it is. Why would somebody collectively want to respect us as a community when they see our so-called educated fraternity, sorority types, lawyers, all these so-called smart people, and they see them advocating for them? Why would people even think that we should be looked at as a group that should be respected when our own politicians are serving other communities? They're serving the Asians, they're serving the Hispanics, they're serving the East Indians, they're serving the white folks, they're serving everybody. So when we in the grassroots say, hey, no, we need something. That's why it shocks them. All this delineation and saying we're not going to do it, it shocks them. Because it's like, wait a minute. We so used to y'all just serving us. Like, what is this? What's going on? And until black people, the grassroots people say enough is enough with the Clyburns, enough is enough with anybody that's going to advocate against us, and we say, you know what? I'm making sure I'm registered to vote, and say, because you're gone in 2026. You're gone. Now, Maxine Waters' situation, she's not going to advocate for us. I know that. Because me looking at the numbers of Los Angeles, no, she's going to serve the Hispanic community. She's not going to serve black people. It's not enough of them for her to serve. It's so many of them that they really can't, black people can't really do much of nothing. They're politically irrelevant in Los Angeles. I was being honest. In local politics, LA County, they were irrelevant. I'm just being honest, they're irrelevant. And these black politicians, instead of saying, you know what, okay, I'm going to do for both communities. I'm going to look out for both. No. They're going to look out for the ones that maybe can get them their pot. And I used to always think it was strange how black people would be kind of like, low-key bigging up, the Hispanic community a lot in LA. I say, why they do that? It was kind of strange. I mean, you can be cool with people. Don't get me wrong. You can be cool with people. And I'm cool with anybody. I'm cool with everybody. I actually am. I have no ill will toward no group of people. I meet people of all communities sometimes, and you can watch the show. And I'm just as nice to them as I'm nice to black people. I was raised to treat people the way I want to be treated. But I just thought it was strange that the way black people, them songs, now they playing with what Nipsey said and playing what Tupac said and all this. So I said, what's all this praise for? I said, but you can't find, people saying, where's the songs? Where's the reggaeton songs praising black people? They say, where's the merengue, bachata, salsa? Where's cumbia? Where's all them songs praising black people? Calling us we're their brothers and sisters. Everybody asking where them songs at, but you got Negro rappers praising them. That's what I'm saying. Like, why would they respect black people? We don't even, like I said, I say some of y'all not gonna like this today, what I'm talking about. But if we don't diagnose our problem and say, let's fix this thing, we will keep on doing the same freaking thing and not getting anywhere. And it gets old. On my end, it gets old because I'm literally seeing what the issue is. We're talking about the issue, and all we got to do is go fix it. It's not hard. Is it going to kill you to go register to vote? No, it's not. You ain't got to go work 80 hours to do that. Is it going to kill you to say, you know what? If that woman or man run again that sold us out, the other guy that's there, we're going to listen to what he say. And if he or she not doing enough for black people, Well, shoot, man. Either we can do a protest vote or we can sit it out. But we ain't not a single one of us voting for that woman or man, because we want to send a message nationwide that if you don't do for our community, you're gone. You're gone. Because I don't care how much money the Democrat donors give a politician, the Democrat donors cannot get black people to vote. We can do that on our own. So you got the midterms coming up next year. What are y'all going to do? A lot of them politicians are up. Every 2 years, these black politicians come up to get elected again. Some of them even run unopposed. You got to have billions of dollars to go to win anything locally. I'll say, oh, you need all this money. Man, if the community supports you, and if you're in a black area and say, look, we're not supporting him no more. We're supporting her. We're supporting this because we know this person is going to do what's right. And if they don't do what's right, then you say, okay, you're out of here. But I'm tired of sitting up here watching black politicians screw us over. Because what happened in California last year was sick. Now, let me get to something else I just saw. Let me cue this up. Hold on. Your girl here. Hold on. Let me get your girl on the screen. Look, your girl Kamala. United States Senator Alex Padilla was representing millions of Californians who are demanding answers to this administration's actions in Southern California. This is shameful and a stunning abuse of power. Oh, God, this woman. If the Biden-Harris administration wouldn't let all these people in, then this man wouldn't be out there right now, right? This lady is still on this stuff, okay? And maybe she will try to run again in 2028 because the Democrats really don't have anybody. I don't see nobody the Democrats have that can galvanize anybody right now. I think they stuck with Kamala, actually. But Kamala's back out talking. She's back out talking. And somebody has shared a video of her went to the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I got to get that video. And she literally warned them everything that was going to happen. And it happened verbatim. And I'm like, but that's neither here nor there. We already know the situation with her. A lot of them wasn't going to vote for her because, they view her as black. We can have all that conversation about her, background all we want. But how they viewed her, she's black. And they always going to choose the white man over a woman they perceive to be black. Okay? Now, something else I want to get to. If we fast forward. You know how we talked about us being shamed? Oh, they're shaming us, trying to shame us to come out. Shame us, right? And we asked the question, a lot of black people asked the question, why aren't you asking the Asian community in particular? Why aren't you asking them to come out? A lot of them are immigrants. And you're not asking them to come out? You always coming to as they like to say, the blacks? You always coming to the blacks? Well, this Asian dude decided to answer why they aren't coming out. I want y'all to listen to this gentleman here. Let me go ahead and get this guy on the screen. Y'all listen to this.
I'll say this, right? I'm a nobody, but it's like I've been seeing so many people asking Asian creators to speak up about the whole riots in LA and all these deportation things. This is something that a lot of people don't understand. Asian people, we support the country. We support, the betterment of the country. We support that. So what is there to say? We support the deportations of illegals. It is honestly tiring because here's the thing. We want the country to be better. We want the country to, if you did it legally, if you stand in line, if you paid the price, right? You paid the money and all that, you did all the process, the paperwork, all the stuff, which usually most Asian people do. Why would we care about someone jumping in line, crossing the border and all this stuff? Why should we, be happy about that? We're not really, this is the thing where we're not really dependent. Asian people aren't really dependent on migrant labor, right? Not like other people. We're not really dependent on migrant labor. So we're not going to cry that the U.S. is pretty much backing what they promised. The U.S. promised, or this presidency promised, that they would deport illegal immigrants. They're doing that. Why are you crying? Why are you crying about it? This is the thing where, you see it like these immigrants are waving the flags of other countries, burning down the flag of the U.S., and then you think Asian people want to support that? No, they want to stay away from that. They don't want to be grouped in with these people. That's the thing. Asian people want to, focus on themselves and their community and their country. They don't want to be grouped in with these people. So really, stop asking Asian influencers to speak up about it, because you won't like what they say. You won't like what they say. So really, it's better off that they do the content that they're doing instead of, say things you don't like. Because here's the thing. Asian people don't want to focus on the negativity and, say what they're really thinking. Deport, right? Deport illegal immigrants. They are fine with it.
Well, that was a gentleman from the Asian community, ladies and gentlemen. So those of you who are calling for their support, well, when has the Asian community really ever came out for anybody but themselves? The only time I've seen the Asian community out, I remember twice I can think of in my life. One, when they was doing those protests for Peter Liang. I remember that. They even did that here in Houston. Okay, I said, well, these Asian people out. I never seen that many Asians out in my life. And then the second one was the Stop Asian Hate thing. That's the only two times I really seen Asians out like that. And each time it was for Asians. It wasn't for nobody else. Other than that, Asians stick to themselves. They don't get involved in America's political junk. They really don't, as a collective. They're about their bag, whether it's legal or illegal, because they do a lot of illegal things too in this country. Yes, I saw y'all talk about illegal immigrants in their community. Oh, yeah, they got a lot of illegals in their community. But here's the difference. The Asian illegal is more shielded and protected because the Asian illegal stick within their own businesses and they don't have to go outside and go work for white people. You understand? See, I know just from in Houston, going into the Bel Air area where all of the Chinatown area is at, and they got their own grocery stores, their own banks, they got doctors, lawyers, they got everything they need really right there, that they really don't have to leave their community. And no matter if they have a job outside of their community, a business, they hire their own, right? So when they hire their own, they deal with their own people. They ain't got to go to white people for a job, a lot of them. So we're talking about definitely the ones who are illegal here, who are Asian. The probability of you getting caught gets real low. When you go work for white folk gonna find out if you're illegal or not. Now, they may still hire you, and then what a lot of white folks do, they'll work them. Then when it's time to pay them, they call ICE on them. That's what white people do, right? They've been doing that on them now, which is completely wrong. Man, speaking about that, I seen a video last night. My wife shared it with me about this Hispanic dude. He was picking garlic. And, man, let me see if I can share that let me see if I can put that on. Did I save that video? Give me a second. Give me a second if I save that video and see if I can show y'all real quick. Like, this dude, what he was getting paid. Did I save that video? Oh, I didn't save that. Then hold on. Let me see if I can go to my text messages. I gotta show y'all this video. It ain't. Where's this video? Hold on. I know she sent it to me. Not the dude got deported. Hold on. Not that video. Is this it? No, not that video. I gotta find it. Hold on. She sent it to me last night. Is it this one? Ah, there you go. All right, I want y'all to see this dude right here. Ain't no way black folk gonna be doing this. Hold on. I want y'all to see this before we wrap this up. Just give me a second. I'm sending it to myself so I can download it. And I'm going to get this on the screen. It just popped in my head, so I want y'all to see this junk. Oh, man. I hope y'all all right. Just bear with me. This is just something that popped in my head I wanted y'all to see. It's downloading right now. You said we had voted blue, it'll be against our own interest. Yeah. It would have been. It'd have been double the amount of people in here. All right, cool. Now let me get this thing up on the screen here so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about here. Just bear with me. It's coming up here shortly. I want to explain to you what you're about to see.
Amigo carga 4 botes en una vuelta. Para lograr hacer más de 100 botes al día, cada bote lleno lo pagan a $2.50.
This dude right here, well, I guess that way. He is, let me explain it to you what he's doing. So, he's picking garlic, and he's getting paid $2.50 each bucket, right? And he's trying to do 100 a day is what he's doing to get paid, I think they say $250, I think, for that day. But I want you to watch what they got them people doing in the field, man. When I saw that, I said, bro, this is slave labor. Well, check this out.
97 botes, de a 4 botecitos. ¿O no, primo? ¿Qué tal está? Más o menos. ¿Qué hubo? ¿Ya cuántos botecitos? 20 por ahí. Ya 90 botecitos. ¿Cuántos van a hacer hoy?
Now we know them folks ain't about to get out there and do that. That's for sure. We know they not gonna do it.
Van a hacer a la 1 de la tarde. Falta una hora más. Otros 10 botes más. Sí. Entonces debo hacer los 100 por ahí. Más de 100. Sí. Unos 105 por ahí.
That's some hard work, boy.
Que la rapidez. Primo. ¿Cuántos años se necesita para tener esa práctica que tienes tú, primo? Depende de una temporada completa.
Now the issue is they're paying him $2.50 per bucket. That 5-gallon bucket. But yeah, when we go to the store, how much we paying for four things of garlic? Because that's garlic he's picking. $2.50 a bucket. That's full. But then you charging us astronomical amount of money at the grocery store. These people making so much money. And they know they can't get no Americans to go do that for $2.50. I was like, look, watching this man do this junk, and I worked in the heat, so I know how that feels, not doing what he's doing, but I worked in the heat. I said, man, that dude should be getting paid. It's like $20 or something a bucket. What they charge in the store? There ain't no way, cuz.
Tú eres uno de los más rápidos de esta cuadra, primo. Ahí andan dos, ¿verdad? Mira, ahí están los $2.50. Y vamos por otro. ¿Estás agarrando de 2 surcos o qué, primo? Para no batallar, ¿verdad?
And he wants to get 100 buckets done a day. That's what he wants to get done. Like, see, nah, bro. I can tell white people that right now. Yeah, Negroes ain't doing that one. Nah, nope. And what they'll do is that man will do all that, and they'll call ICE on him. Like, now, see, and when I saw that, I said, man, that's some slave labor, man. That's slave labor. What is it about these white people, man? They just love slavery. They love slavery. Like, of course, we couldn't do it no more. Now they doing it. You know, I'm shaking my head at it, right? Just shaking my head. Like, it's crazy. You leave your homeland to come do some slave labor. I'm like, man, I would want to fix my homeland. I wouldn't want to be doing all that. I'm sorry. You know, I just wouldn't want to do it, man. And they got the women out there doing it too. The women. I'm like, bro, you got the men and the women out here. Look, I mean, Trevor, when I watched a lot of them videos last night, I said, bro, this is like some plantation stuff, bro. Like, it ain't no white people working out there. None. It's all immigrants out there working. I'm like, Jesus. Now, Louisiana, they want black people to go do that same work for $11 an hour. That's what they want black people to do in Louisiana heat. 100-degree heat. They want black people to go out there. Black people like, nah, hell nah, we ain't going to do that. Some black people say, I'll do it, but you got to pay me. And they don't want to pay you. They don't want to pay. So, I just want y'all to see that. Yeah. That's the thing, Veronica. Yeah, you're right. They literally got them in slave labor conditions. I'm sorry, that's slave labor. What that man was doing, how fast that man was working, and think about it. All that work for $2.50, he had to fill that whole bucket up for $2.50. That's almost equivalent to prison labor. Prison labor is a lot less, but bro, like, I would want to leave my homeland to come do that. I'm sorry. I wouldn't want to do that. Oh, immigrants do the stuff that y'all don't want to do. I wouldn't want to get paid $2.50 a bucket. No, that's just not even right. I'm sorry, that's not even right. Yeah, you say at least $20 to $30 to consider an hour. Yeah. And me personally, I think that dude should get paid that. Because I'm watching that video of that dude. I say, bro, look at all that work that dude. And he's on his knees. If any of y'all done work on your knees, you know it don't matter what kind of knee pads you get. You're going to hurt. It don't even matter. You're going to be hurting. And there's no shade out there where they at. So I'm like, man. Yeah, that's the hard work. That's that hard work that we won't do. I'm with them on that. I won't do it. I worked outside for 22 years. You're right. I'm not trying to work outside. I like to look outside and say, oh, it's hot, and close the door. I like to look outside and say, oh, it's raining today, and close the door. Yeah, I did my time outside. I ain't trying to do it. That's why I know how it feels to work outside. But what he's doing? Nah, bro. You say, but they call us lazy? Hey, man, I'll be lazy all day long not to do what that man's doing in that video. I'll be lazy, bro. Call me lazy. I'm cool. Because that man, if he keep that up, he going to have bad knees. He going to have a bad back. That man going to have a health problem. By the time he get 40, he ain't going to be do that work no more. And he still will be trying to be out there doing that work. That's, but that's what they want. That's what the folks want. And that's why these people, you're fighting to stay here to do that job. That's what you're fighting to stay doing. That's not nothing to fight to stay for, bro. Come on. I know your people in your homeland wouldn't do you that bad, right? I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe I've heard they treat their people pretty bad. So, but yeah. I'll be lazy all day not to do that. Yes, count me in with the lazy crowd. I will be certified lazy. I'm lazy all day with that. Yes, I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to sit in my house and enjoy my AC. Why would I want to get out there? I mean, if I can just talk and earn a living, yeah, I'm going to talk and earn a living. I'm not going to get out there on my knees and do that. None of y'all in the chat going to do it either. I already know. See, Jasmine Crockett, she like, y'all not going to go out there and do that? Jasmine, no, not for $2.50 a bucket. No. This man got to do 100 of them a day just to get $250. I'm cool. I'm so cool. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, check out them videos on TikTok of them, like when they picking them strawberries and fruits, and look at them conditions they really in. Like, yeah, you can call me lazy all you want, bro. That's not a badge of honor for me. No, I believe in working smart, not hard. I'm against hard work. I'm for smart work. Because one thing about hard work, it leaves you with a bad back. messed up knees, messed up ankles, arthritis, your body broken down, you die early. I'd rather work smart. An elder told me that when I was 19 years old. He saw me lifting something one time and said, young man, listen to me. He said, work smart, not hard. You get my age, you're going to feel that stuff you're doing. You keep that up. And when our elders talk, I listen to them. I said, okay. And I was 19. I wasn't like some of the YNs today. That you try to tell them something and, you know, why you telling me for OG? You know, like, okay, bro, do you. Do whatever you going to do, bro. Yeah, I'm cool. I just want to look out for you, young blood. That's it, you know. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all for checking us out. Make sure you take advantage of the emancipation sale. Head on to AfroWire AI, and LaSherica has a story for today at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Should be coming up shortly. And thank y'all for listening. Tomorrow we'll be on the app.